Hey guys, Happy here. So another week, another new suit. And for this week, we got the General Gunblaster. So yeah, victory is upon us. Victory era is upon us. Well, at least for me, at least it's upon me because it's actually been upon quite a while. I think they released, if I remember correctly, they released the victory a month ago. I actually got the Victory Gundam. I rolled for it, but unfortunately, I didn't like it. I actually just tried it like a few times and just stopped using it. So, so for me, it's upon me just now because I finally found a Victory Era suit that I like. Yeah, though it's not 600, it's actually 650. So yeah, this is the first Victory Era 650 suit, and it's a general. So yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Gunblaster. That's why we're here. So yeah, this is the Gunblaster. It's a 650 general suit. As I mentioned, it's a bit on the range strength side. It has a higher native stat. The range strength has a higher native stat compared to the melee strength. Other than that, majority of the weapons of this suit are ranged weapons. It's actually nice, at least for me. I actually prefer suits was more ranged weapons. Other than that, I'm bad at melee, so I gravitate towards suits with that are ranged focused. So yeah, I'll show you guys the weapons on this one. So for the primary weapons, a beam bazooka and the beam saber, a standard beam saber. So with the beam bazooka, it's heat rate, it's not ammo rate. Other than that, you can charge this one, so it has two firing modes. Just the regular tapping shot, or you can charge it as well. The normal shot doesn't stagger, but it has a bit of a build up, but it's not really that big. It's still better than nothing. But the charge shot, that's an instant stagger for at least for the regular suits. But yeah, the charge. My point is the charge shot staggers. So yeah, then of course the beam saber, being standard. Okay, so then the sub weapons. These are the sub weapons. As I mentioned, they're more ranged weapons than the melee. So it's pretty much the only melee sub weapon is the beam shield, which isn't really a weapon. It's a shield. So yeah. So for the others, so standard Vulcan. The Vulcan actually has decent stagger build-up. It's a bit fast. Other than that, you have 60 ammo, which is quite a bit, and it has decent stagger build-up. I think the stagger is about 20 bullets. So we'll see later in the training area. So okay, then the next is the double beam rifles, which is actually one of the reason why it was an instant roll for me. I just find it really cool. I just find characters with two guns or two pistols or two guns. I just find it really cool and badass. Character that comes to mind is Dante from Devil May Cry. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a sucker for those characters that has two guns. So for this, it's ammo based. It does not stagger immediately, but it has a very decent stagger build-up. Other than that, it has a fast firing rate, which helps with the stagger build-up. I think 6 bullets. Yeah, I think it takes 6 bullets to stagger an enemy with this one. So yeah, other than that, the reload time is it's a bit decent. I think. Yeah, so yeah, 12 seconds. So which is nice. The standard reload time is a bit fast. Okay, so for the next is the grenade launcher. So this one instant staggers as well. So it's a good combo. After using the bazooka, you can do a double stagger when you use this next. So yeah, other than that, it has a bit. The reload time is a bit faster as well. yeah, that's 8 seconds. So yeah, the native reload time is 8 seconds, which is good, which is pretty. So at least you have an instant stagger almost always ready most of the time. So yeah, other than that, this has also, I think, a decent. It has a decent AOE as well. So if an enemy is near the explosion, it will stagger the enemy as well. Okay, for the next, it's the chain explosion. So this is similar to the Jegan heavy equipment type um, chain explosion weapon thing. It's like when you shoot in an area, then the explosion stays for a bit, and any enemy that stays there receives stick damage, which is pretty nice. Actually, it's a very good like a mid like a mid weapon combo. Like in the mid, this is a good thing to throw in the middle of your rotation. So there's taking damage when I mean, like, while you're shooting the enemy, there's also a taking damage that's going on. I'll show you guys later. Okay, then of course standard beam shield. Standard beam, same with the other late UC era shields. That you can use this to hit the enemy, and since it's beam, it doesn't get destroyed. It only overheats. So yeah, these are the weapons. Okay, so next, let's talk about the skills. So of course, first few ones are pretty standard. Okay, it has emergency evasion system level 2, which is nice. So this suit has double dodge, so you can dodge twice, which is always useful for 600 and above costs. Other than that, of course, maneuver armor. Maneuver armor is very useful. At least, especially since this suit flies, you'll be using your thrusters a lot. So yeah, at least when you're in your high speed movement, you won't easily get staggered when someone's shooting you. Okay, then of course, aerial melee system. Since this has flap booster, you can use your overhead when you're in the air, which is always useful. Though unfortunately, the melee of this one isn't really that great. Well, it's decent, but could be better. But since this is a ranged focus suit, you'll barely be using your melee anyway. I mean, unless you have to. So it's fine. And of course, melee combo controller level 1. At least you have a 2-hit combo, which is always just good to have. High performance radar, definitely. Since it's a range focus suit, it's always good to have an extra range in the radar, so you can see the enemies a bit farther. Okay, so this is a grunt suit apparently. I have actually just started watching Victory Gundam. I think I am in episode 6 or 7. Yeah, so I haven't really seen this suit yet in the anime, but I guess this is from what I understood, this is a grunt suit. So yeah, it has frontline support system, which is always nice to have. It reduces spawn time, and it stacks when there are other suits in your team that has this as well. So let's say you have a couple of more Gunblaster in your team, or you have a heavy gun, this stacks. So, which is always good to have, because at least faster respawn time, you can get back to the fight as soon as you can to help your team. So yeah. And next, the flap booster level 2. Of course, this is a Victory era suit, so you expect this to fly. And of course, good to have, always good to have in 650, since especially 650 is starting to become 700. Yeah, and 700 started to become 750 anyway. So yeah, at least they have something. This is always good to have. This is actually pretty self-explanatory. Flap booster just always good to have, even at level 1. Since it's level 2, definitely better. And of course, the premier skill of this suit, the twin tail controller. So yeah, this is actually where the Silhouette Kai Gundam feels that I'm getting when I use this comes from. This is similar to high speed movement shooting, but the difference is, I think, if I noticed correctly, it has a less time. So instead of a minute, I think it has 40 seconds. But the good thing about this one is someone told me it ignores maneuver armor, so which is always good. At least when when someone, since this is a range suit and someone's charging at you and you have the skill, at least it stops that enemy. Or when you're when you're using your thrusters and shooting someone, when you're when you're chasing an enemy, so this helps to stop them. So yeah, but you can only use this once per per sortie. So when you use it once, you can use it again when you die. But that's fine. It's fine. The thing about the Gunblaster is it kind of plays like a support suit, so you're pretty much gonna be hanging back anyway. I mean, it's good to have. It's good to have, or like when you're chasing someone and you're pushing. But this is, you don't need this. I mean, it's good to have, but you don't need it. But definitely useful. I actually like it, and yeah, it kind of reminds, since because of the weapon set and everything, and it kind of reminds me of the Silhouette Kai Gundam. So this kind of feels like a 650 Silhouette Kai Gundam, to be honest. But with a bit of Jegan heavy equipment type because of the grenade launchers, which I really personally, I really love those suits, both of those suits. So I really like both of those suits. So that's why this was an instant roll for me, actually. So yeah, I've showed you guys the weapons and I've showed you guys the skill. So I'll show you guys how they work. So let's go move on to the training area. I'll show you guys how each weapon does and maybe a few moves that I've thought of. I've thought of a rotation actually on the range weapons, especially what I love about this suit is good at damage dumping. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, let's go to the training area first. So yeah, I'll see you there. Hey guys, so here we are in the training area. I just thought of a change of scenery. Other than that, I just like training here because there are more enemies. Anyway, so I'll show you guys the weapons. So first up, beam bazooka. Sorry, the beam bazooka. It has 2 firing modes versus the regular one. So yeah, the cooldown is a bit faster than this a bit. Okay. Then the next is the archer. So yeah, regular shot doesn't stagger, but charge shot staggers. So next up, the grenade launchers. So this one is an instant stagger. Yeah, it's a stagger on hit. Let's try one more time. Okay, that skill activated. I'm sorry. Let's try one more time. Yeah, it's stagger on hit. Okay, next is the chain explosions. So yeah, as I mentioned, as long as the enemy is in the explosion, there's a taking damage. So yeah, there. Okay, next is let's show the double beam rifle first. So yeah, it's pretty much a rapid fire mode, like the other suits that has rapid fire. But it has ASL as well. I forgot to mention that. Having ASL is pretty nice. Okay, now the Vulcan. So yeah, that's like standard Vulcan. Actually, the build up is supposed to be a bit higher. I think it's because the skill of the Jubilee activated. That's why it's a bit lower. But yeah, I think on a regular 20 shots would stagger it already. So then the beam shield. So yeah, standard latency beam shield. Just to block the enemy. Or of course for countering. For parrying. Okay, then beam saber. So neutral, left swing. Right swing, overhead. So yeah, as you noticed, the overhead is a bit slow. It has a bit of a distance, but it's not like the daggy ones, which is a bit fast. Other than that, yeah, you don't move forward on the initial swing, which is kind of disappointing. Because for me, that's the important part of the overhead. The moving forward motion, especially when you're chasing an enemy. Yeah. Well, it's fine. It's something. Well, the neutral is a bit fast as well, so that's also good to have. I think the neutral on this one is the same as the prototype Z. Yeah, that the neutral of that one is a bit fast, so we can rush in and poke the enemy to stagger them immediately, which is at least see. So yeah, which is the technique is pretty much just stab neutral first, then the overhead. But yeah, you have to. The thing is, you just have to get really close. I think this is a bit of a range. Nah, but yeah. But you know what can you expect? It's a range focus suit. It's not really about the melee weapons in this one, but it's fine. It's something. It's something. Okay, next I will show the twin tail controller, the premier skill of this suit. So it's pretty much like the high speed movement shooting. Keep saying mobile earlier. I'm sorry. High speed movement shooting. So yeah. So the difference is it's 40 seconds. So yeah, it's the same. It's pretty much the same as high speed movement shooting. Sorry, but the difference is it's only 40 seconds, but it's a bit stronger because I think this has maneuver armor. So yeah, someone mentioned to me this. No, sorry. This ignores maneuver armor. So yeah, other than that, I don't know if you guys know this, but yeah, earlier my thruster usage wasn't as free. Yeah, so it also reduces thruster consumption. It reduces thruster consumption, which I mentioned earlier. Okay, so now I'll show you guys the rotation that I thought of, which is at least like a combo rotation that I thought of, which can at least damage the enemy consistently. Wait, sorry, the damage dump that I've been telling you guys. So yeah, so okay, I'll kill this enemy first, then I'll show you guys when it responds. Thank you. So yeah, if you guys saw, it's pretty much this, then this, then this again, and this. So yeah, it's pretty much just doing that rotation twice. So yeah, it's charged bazooka, then missile pod, then chain explosion, then double beam till staggers. Then one stagger back to the bazooka, double, then missile pod, so yeah, I'll do it one more time. The damage is a bit. I mean, the enemy has been damaged a bit, but I don't think that will be an issue. So yeah, okay. So I'll show you guys again. This is pretty much the range damage dump combo. So yeah, I think I timed that and it can kill a suit in 20 seconds. Well, at least a standard suit without any custom parts like the training dummies. But yeah, this has pretty decent damage. if you're gonna hit everything, like all your shots, you could rack up a lot of damage. Of course, okay. Let's just try it with a raid suit. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so I thought of another melee, like if you're like a bit close, like melee option. Oops, I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much yeah. While the enemy is getting staggered with the double beam rifle and the chain explosion, go in for a stop, so they get staggered again. Then of course the grab. So yeah, quick thoughts on this suit. Personally, I like it a lot. Uh, other than the double beam rifle that made me decide this roll for this, it reminds me of the Silhouette Kai and the Jegan heavy equipment type. Like if you combine them, this is how it will be. And I love both of those suits. Both are damage dump suits, and having the twin tail controller is nice as well. So yeah, personally, if you're the type who likes range focused generals, this is definitely a good suit to have. Especially at 650. I think I can recommend this since there's since you can dish out a lot of damage, and I'm only using an armor build. What if probably if someone makes a damage build on this one, it would probably hit really really hard. I can imagine how much damage I can only imagine how much damage that thing can dish out if someone makes a damage build on this one. Personally though, I'm still not sure if I'm gonna go for that. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna keep my current build. So yeah, I'm still experimenting on this one, but initial thoughts, I really really like it. I'm just gonna say, yeah, if you like range focused generals and you don't have a 650 suit, especially with the absurdity of the other 650 suits, this is definitely a good suit to roll for. Though yeah, I heard there are leaks that went out. I'm not gonna mention any of those leaks. You guys can research on that. And yeah, okay, but I will mention that someone said that Barbatos Lupus Rex, I think, or just Lupus. Actually, I'm not sure, what I'm sure is it's a Barbatos. Will release sometime soon, so you guys can save your tokens or whatever. But if you guys don't care about those, you don't care about the leaks or those, and you just want a good, decent 650 suit, totally, I would recommend this, especially if you don't have any right now. So okay, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. I actually have one gameplay video that I'd like to show after this, so at least you guys have an idea in how this works how this works and plays in an actual match. So yeah, just to give you guys an idea. I'm sorry, my stats aren't really good. I think that was my first or second match in this suit, but I think just to give you an idea on like how to use it, I think it kind of conveyed how to use this. So yeah, or not, I don't know. But yeah, just enjoy the video still. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I've been rambling again. I really, thank you for reaching this part of the video. I've talked a lot, and I'm sure you guys just want to see gameplay footage. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Always, very, very always I appreciate it. Please subscribe and like if you enjoyed this video. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
Approaching combat area. Begin sortie.